guys, welcome back to the Raw Grass Podcast. Hope you're doing great. Today I have a special guest, Orlando, and we are at his home, I guess, spot.
Yep.
Right? You own this?
I've been on this school, yeah. Actually, at the end of this month, it's 10 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. Carlson Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in Menifee. Thank you, man.
That's awesome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. And yeah, I've known you for what? 8,
yeah,
5.
Pretty much since when you started. I mean, I saw you from the very beginning.
Yeah. I'm like, who is this guy? He's small.
He's small.
Yeah, but ears are toast. But I'm like, okay, we'll go. And then I just got wrapped up quick. And I'm like, how does someone so small just not hurt me, but like it hurt me inside. I'm like, I'm supposed to be big. You're supposed to be small. This is how it's supposed to work out. But that right there just kind of, I was hooked.
Oh yeah, that's one of the, yeah, for sure. I think that's one of the things that makes you want to do jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah.
That's also the thing that makes a lot of people not want to do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. And like how you are. Yeah, you're just small and you're just kind of certain things.
Right.
So we're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna talk about how he hopped into it. And I would say more about how we not have to get a lot more people, either adults or kids, but to mainly be like, hey, awesome sport. You don't have to be at home on your phone playing games, all that kind of stuff. Because how you were actually saying online, like, yes, you can do that. It's awesome, but it won't get you that far in life.
Right.
So
Right. So
yeah.
I've been doing martial arts for over 30 years. I started when I was 14.
Oh, all right.
In Miami. And then when I moved to California in '99, I started doing jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And I've been doing jiu-jitsu ever since. And I think I met Carlson Jr.
Nice.
Back in '07.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Me and Tom were there, Scott Larson, and man, I haven't stopped. So I've been doing that for a while and enjoying myself with the Carlson Gracie team. And now, having the school now open for 10 years.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a while. Like you saw the video online of me talking about kids, specifically for parents. There's a set of kids that, it's a lot of kids, that's the thing, that they only want to play video games.
Okay.
They only want to watch anime.
Okay.
And when it comes to anything physical, they do not want to do it. They don't want to do it. And I think the reason they don't want to do anything physical has nothing to do with them being lazy. Although a lot of times our first instinct is they're lazy.
Okay.
And I don't think that's the case. I think it's just they're not being challenged.
Okay.
And jiu-jitsu is one of those things that is absolutely challenging.
Yeah.
Mentally. It has to be mental first.
Okay.
For those kind of kids.
So like me, I was like, okay, I have to, I guess, I got to stay active. I'm a very active person. I'm out on my bikes, on just doing sports, but not like super hard sports like football where you just kind of butt heads. But at the same time, of course, I was like, I don't know if I should do this because I see that person doing this. I'm like, ooh, that looks painful, right?
Right.
But as I kind of went in, it's not like that. You're like, hey, I'm new, right? But don't destroy me.
Right.
But up to the point where I'm, hey, tapping, are you gonna tap?
Right.
No, and then, but for people who are kind of higher, right? Like for them, it's still up on them to be like, hey, it's tight right now, but I'm gonna let go and then move to something else.
Right.
Right. Is that kind of?
So the big thing when you're bringing in new people who are afraid.
Okay.
So, especially let's use kids as the best example. There has to be an onboarding where we're showing them jiu-jitsu where they're not going to get hurt.
Okay.
I mean, they're going to get, this is exactly the speech that I tell every kid that walks in. This is exactly how it says. Hey, my name is Coach Orlando. I'm very strict.
Okay.
Do what I say when I say it and do it fast, and you're going to have actually a pretty good time. And I tell them, and you're going to get beat up a little bit, but it's okay. Everybody gets beat up in the beginning. And that's literally the first thing I say to these kids, because it sets the expectation. It lets them, they now know what they're walking into. That one, I am strict.
Okay.
All right. And they usually do not hear people speak that way to them. They're not used to it. Especially these kind of kids that have never really had a coach.
Hush, Jay.
Right, exactly. I've had these kids that have never had a coach, and all of a sudden, oh, this guy is strict. He wants me to do what he says, do it fast, and I'm gonna get beat up.
Okay.
They know that, okay.
Yeah.
But I told them, and it's gonna be okay. Everybody gets beat up in the beginning, and then when we onboard them, especially for that first week, they're only rolling or sparring or learning with higher belts.
Okay.
Kids that have been doing this for a while, because those kids have been taught not to hurt them. They've been taught, okay, we know that there's very specific things that you can do in jiu-jitsu, especially against someone who doesn't know anything, that is high efficiency, low impact.
Okay.
So one of the things, for instance, I don't let my kids, when they're dealing with a new kid, to do any kind of hip throw.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's...
Right. Any kind of hip throw, any kind of shoulder throw, they know they're not allowed to do that because the impact is too strong.
Yes.
So instead, these kids know, okay, and I tell them, like, it's only shooting doubles or single legs. Get really close, shoot a double, put them right on their butt. We teach them we also teach these kids exactly how to fall right before they start.
Okay.
And they have an idea.
Okay.
And that way they're getting beat up, but it's going to be as safely and as easy it can be without them getting hurt.
Yeah, that's huge because yes, I won't say you will get hurt, but it's highly likely you will because of how you fall.
Right.
If you step wrong, ankle.
Right.
Hence why I would say every single the day we're in here, we have to fall.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You have to fall. You have to learn how to fall. You have to deal with that. And then that's one of the first things we teach the kids. But with that said, I do have them spar every time when they come in because I need them to know what they're getting themselves into.
Okay.
I don't like to lie to kids. I need them to know you're going to tap out a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to fall on the floor a lot.
Yeah.
You're going to have people who you would never think could beat you up.
Yeah.
And that's why. So my school, I have 2 kids classes.
Nice.
I have a 4 p.m. class for ages 7 and 11.
Okay.
I can't take anyone in that class right now.
Oh, it's packed out?
It's packed out. It's been packed out.
Wow.
It's been literally this week. I had this week I had one person show up. They were the first person to come in almost 2 months.
Okay.
I haven't taken anybody. No, not 2 months. Maybe about a month and a half.
Okay.
This is the first person I've been able to take in for that class because that class is so successful. The way we onboard those kids, and I'm not gonna lie, that's my favorite class. That's my favorite class to teach. I love teaching ages 7 through 11.
Is that because they just don't know certain things and are so open to things?
They're very open.
Okay.
They're sweet. These are still little kids.
Well, like as in like you're getting
No, they're just
choked?
they're just happy. No, I'm talking about their demeanor.
Oh.
They're nice. They're happy. Kids are that age usually are trying to make friends. Let's go play.
so open
They're
about
open.
life. Like, oh, you're black, you're white, you're Asian, you're this, you're that. It's like, no.
They-
Hey, you're here on the mats with? Let's roll.
Absolutely. That's the best thing about it is there is no, man, I've seen kids who have 0 friends at school.
Okay.
0. They show up here, they have all the friends.
Wow.
They have a ton of friends now when they show up.
Yeah.
And that is one of the most significant parts of jiu-jitsu I think we talked about earlier, was camaraderie.
Yes.
And these kids all of a sudden now have a group of friends. And the only thing that matters in this group is you just show up and train.
Yeah.
As long as you show up and train, we're always going to be able to hang out, have fun, laugh, and have a good time, and learn how to fight and learn how to defend again. Learn how to defend ourselves. And that's one of the biggest things that I push at my school is for these kids to have a good time with each other and learn hard jiu-jitsu. Like, let's train hard as well.
Yeah.
And having an atmosphere where everyone's accepting of everyone. It doesn't matter who they are or what they look like.
Yeah.
So that's why I really like that class. I really enjoy that class. And I have a teens class, which I have some really tough teenagers. And that's a different class altogether. Okay. And this is probably my 2nd favorite class. My 3rd favorite class is teaching adults. Sorry, adults. I do enjoy teaching adults. Adults are great. It's just, what I tell a lot of people, especially if you're a 30-year-old and you show up at my school, are you here to learn self-defense? Okay, maybe if you're like an officer or military, I can understand that. But most of the time, if you're in here and you sign up to do jiu-jitsu, you're here for therapy. This is therapy. You know?
Yeah.
Once you hit your 30s, like you don't really have to do anything like this. You don't have to do, this is hard.
It is very hard.
It's so hard, you know.
Yeah, you get smashed every day.
You get, especially in the beginning, you know what it's
You
like?
see his ears right here? They're just toasted.
They're toasted.
See me? I'm not that awesome like him, so I don't have golf. No, I'm kidding. There are certain people who get
Just don't get
ears.
it. Right. You got lucky. I'm actually would have been happier. I think, I don't know. Maybe it's taking me out of more trouble than I know, but.
Well, you're a smasher. Okay, I'm not a smasher.
Oh, that's true.
So
I like to play heavy.
Yeah.
I like to play heavy.
Yeah. So, anyways.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So yeah, so when it comes to adults, when they're 30, in their 30s and up, it's therapy at that point.
Okay.
Jiu-Jitsu's therapy. You know, it's a place where they can grow.
Okay.
Just for themselves. Jiu-Jitsu is one of those things that helps you be introspective about your life, about what your diet is, about the people that you're hanging out with. Because let's use diet as an example. People always want to lose weight, right? But losing weight sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, jiu-jitsu gives you a reason to lose weight.
Yes.
So now you're looking at the stuff that you're about to eat and you're going, you know what?
Is it worth it?
Right.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Or when I get back to class, that other person's going to triangle choke me again and again and again because I'm still not eating the way I should be eating.
Yeah.
So it gives a purpose to living a healthier lifestyle, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why when I think of if you're in your 30s and you come to class and you're not a first responder or like I said, an LEO.
So like me.
Right, like you're a regular guy.
Yeah.
You're here because you're enjoying the challenge.
Yeah.
And we...
Up to a point, yeah, I don't enjoy the challenge sometimes. I'm like, bro, you just passed my guard. What is going on? I'm trying everything. Well, get better.
Yeah, get better. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's so frustrating sometimes, man. It's so, but you keep showing up, which is crazy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You'll just keep showing up and keep learning. And but I think one of the main reasons for that for adults is, you know, remember high school? Like there was all kinds of sports, there's all things you can do, or even some people in college. And then once that finishes, like all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, no, we're done. Poof. It's all, it just disappears. You don't have any other outlets to be challenged anymore, which is one of the things that I think humans, we grow under duress. You know, we grow under, like we become better when there's a challenge.
Yes.
You know, that's
huge.
the only way to grow. Whether it's, you know, you're doing that mentally by learning something difficult, or doing something physically difficult. And you know, if you're in your 30s and you come into class, you're going to be pushed to a level that you haven't seen in a while in adulthood.
Yeah.
And I see it as therapy. Whereas with the kids, especially, let me go back, to that first age group of 7 to 11-year-olds. Man, it's so hard to be 7. You know, it must be like they don't realize, but they, you know, they can get bullied. Especially, they may not have any confidence.
Okay.
You know, they're still developing social skills, and they're trying as best as they can. Yeah. And no one, you know, and they have good, you know, mostly just about every kid that I have here, they have good parents. Yes. Right. They have great parents. That's why they're bringing them here. But we give them an environment now where now they can grow in confidence. They can grow in social skills. They can grow in learning how to use their body.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
you know,
huge.
they don't even know how to do anything.
Yeah.
So you see, I think the reward of seeing that is what I like so much about teaching kids. Okay. You know, you literally, I'm influencing lives at such a young age. That's going to be with them forever. Yeah. You know, I can see them when they're in their 50s, and I like to think about this or their 60s, and they're like, man, I really miss Coach Orlando. Mm-hmm. You know, or my childhood was made better because of Coach Orlando. Mm. You know, I think about that future of these kids, and it's great that I get to be a part of that. Yeah. You know, that's the only way really, it's that legacy part of it too, where you're getting to influence people. So that's why I enjoy teaching kids. I enjoy teaching teenagers. Teenagers are really funny. They're they can be very non-vocal. You know, now they're at an age where they want to be cool. Okay. So speaking up is, I don't know if I want to speak up. Yeah. And then, but this is the place where they get to learn how to speak up. Okay. They learn that asking questions is good. They also know that
Oh, that's huge.
yeah, right? Asking questions is okay.
Like, oh no, if I ask the wrong question, you'll be dumb. I'm like, no, you just asked that question. That person probably had, that person had, you know.
Exactly.
And they're like, but you're trying to be the dumb one? Hey, you're welcome, everybody. I want to learn.
Right, you want to learn.
Yeah.
It makes a huge impact there. And then one of the things that I always push to all of my kids, because I'm actually, like I said, I'm fairly strict. So let's say we learn a technique, and then we start sparring. And then let's say I've been teaching this technique for like the last 3 or 4 days. And then I'm watching them spar, and I don't see the technique happening.
Okay.
Right? I'll stop them. I'll be like, stop. Everybody stop. Stand up. And I tell them, look, remember, I am never going to get angry if you try.
Okay.
If you try and fail, I will never be upset. Never. If you try and fail miserably trying to do whatever new techniques or trying to develop your game, and not only am I going to be angry, I'm going to be proud of you.
Okay.
But if I don't start seeing that technique right now, we're all putting our feet on the wall.
Yeah. Okay.
We're all going to start bear crawling around the school. We are going to get out. This is not a choice. That's one of the things I tell them. And you know, I repeat, it's like, am I asking you here? And they're like, no. And then I'm like, so what am I doing? Telling us. Exactly. I am telling you to do this.
Okay.
It's not asking. I'm not your homie. I'm not like, hey man, do you think maybe you can pull off that? Try to do that. No. You're doing that. You're going to do it. You must learn to fail and succeed. It's one of the most integral parts of life. It's the only way to grow. You have to fail to succeed. That's it.
Okay, yeah.
So this is a place where they realize, okay, I'm gonna probably mess this up, but at least coach is gonna be happy about it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, okay. So is that because, you know, certain things, like for me, I'm like, that's not how I roll, but for me, I had to kind of look back and kind of see how much you know, how much mat time, who you've met, what you've learned from certain people. Because, you know, I roll a certain way, but I still have to be exposed to certain things and be like, yeah. So he's gonna do this. Oh, he's trying to set something up.
Right.
But yeah, it's, of course, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna try and ever do that, but I still have to be exposed to it because, you know, when it happens, it goes down.
Right.
You just react and
Well,
go.
every technique is not for everybody.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I don't do spider guard.
Okay.
Look how short these legs are. Look at that. What am I gonna do with this?
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
I mean, could I try to get good at spider guard?
Yeah.
Of course, I actually tried. I remember clearly around blue and purple.
Okay.
I really would try to bring that into it wasn't for me.
Okay.
Whereas I look over at Tom, and he's spider guarding everybody.
Yeah, I'm like,
bro,
bro,
why
get
can't
this?
I?
Yeah.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
And it was just never for me.
Okay.
Every technique is not for everyone. But you should be exposed to them because sometime later in your development, it may.
Yes. Okay.
You know, it might.
And I would say it would help you because as you're up here now and you'd be like, oh, no, I don't do spider guard. But wait, you're a black belt and you don't know spider guard? Like,
right, I
like
have to
certain
know.
things.
Right.
Yes,
I have to know it.
Yeah.
I can pop off 5 spider guard techniques right now because I have to be available for my students.
Okay.
That do want to do spider guard.
Okay.
You know, but I'll tell them
me,
like
I like spider guard.
Yeah, exactly. That would exactly. I'm not gonna I would be the worst instructor and be like, don't do that.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
I just seen this fool
Yeah,
get
no,
choked out.
that would be the worst kind of instructor ever.
Okay.
You know, there are certain things though that I will say don't work because now we have proof. Like for instance, all my students, I do not allow them to open the closed guard from the knees. I don't allow it. Either you're going to stand up or you're going to what's called the we call it the hip switch.
Okay.
Or the Sao Paulo open.
Okay.
Where you lay on the person, get an underhook, and you hip switch and you get out.
Okay.
No one's allowed to try to open from the knees. It just doesn't work. We know from competition footage at the highest levels, it doesn't work.
Okay.
We've seen it. No one does it at the highest levels. It just does not work.
Yeah.
Can it work? Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's not up for debate. Can it work? But can it work against someone who's just as good as you or better? Probably not.
So how you kind of are in here, you want certain people to learn at the highest level. Yeah, the option to do it, but hey, if you try and break and they have their legs and you get swept over, it's like
right.
Bro.
It's just you're going to probably be stuck there for a very long time.
Yeah.
So you may as well start learning to stand up at an early, in your early development in jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
so that you start, you can get it to work. It's not that it doesn't work, it's that it doesn't work at the highest levels.
Okay.
And why would I want to be teaching something that only you can do against white and blue belts?
Okay.
That's not how you should be training.
Yeah.
You should be training because you're ready to. I'm big on lower belts catching black belts.
Yeah.
I believe in that. I believe, especially in Nogi. In Nogi, the belts don't exist really.
Okay.
And the belts really don't. I mean, they exist to a degree, but there's plenty. There's video of me getting beat up by a blue belt at ADCC a few years ago when I went to go do the trials. I think it was a blue belt. He could have been a purple belt. In Nogi, especially in Nogi, you have to be ready to fight whoever's in front of you, and if you have the right technique and you might be able to pull it off and still catch people that you shouldn't technically be able to catch.
Okay.
So I'm big on let's learn the best techniques that we can learn.
Okay.
Because just because you're blue or purple belt doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to give people a hard time.
Yeah.
No matter who's in front of you. That's what you should do. Like your Carlson Sr. said that. He's like, even though you're going to lose, make sure that you give them hell, pretty much. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he had a quote. Is like, okay, you're going to lose. Make sure that they don't forget it. Give them the hardest time possible. And that's the way I see it too. Let's train really, really hard.
That's huge, yeah, because let's say here, right, if I'm gonna try and like against you, I want to try and smash you.
Good. That's exactly what we should be doing.
Hopefully, as we actually spar again, you be like, oh, he's
right. He's coming after it.
Yeah,
Look,
he's trying to smash.
Right.
So.
You should try to smash. Look, if you could sweep me and get side control, that's great.
Yeah.
Those are great. Those are just by itself. That's an excellent goal.
Yeah, but hold it, right?
Right, hold it, right. I hold it. Yeah,
hold it.
So everyone should be training in a way that you're trying to always make yourself better, no matter who's in front of you, no matter what belt you are.
Yeah.
But like going back to the techniques is, when it comes to my students, I want them to try techniques no matter what.
Okay.
And if it doesn't stick, it doesn't stick.
Yeah.
But we're only going to find that out is if you try it.
Yeah.
You're learning and you're pushing yourself to do it. And if you fail, it's perfectly acceptable. I want them to understand that failure is acceptable. Not doing is not acceptable.
Yeah. Because you won't know if you don't do.
All right. Or you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm afraid that's hot water. I don't. It's like, no, actually, it's warm.
Yeah. Right. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Right. Not only and you like it. You might end up. Exactly. So I'm big on pushing people to push themselves to limits that they didn't realize, and giving them a community, or not a community, maybe a place where failure is acceptable.
Yeah.
It's acceptable, and it's actually not only is acceptable, it's cheered on. Not cheered on. That's not the correct word, but still, like it's okay. I want you to try, and you're not. No one's gonna get mad at you. If anything, we're only gonna cheer you on because you tried.
Yeah. Like, hey, you were so close. Let's do it next time.
Right.
You need to hop on the mat to actually learn exactly what that person did to get out of your guard or however, so you can kind of have it for next time, which is huge. What have you seen that will, them being in here, whoever age, will help them out there, either at work, a job, or, someone's at a bar and they try and start, hey, what the heck?
I remember watching a podcast with, I think it was Joe Rogan and I can't remember his name. He's one of the head coaches of Trinity MMA in Canada, the trainer for GSP.
Yes.
I remember he was talking and he gave this example. He's like, think about all your martial arts experience and all the confidence it gives you.
Okay.
Now take it away and walk into a bar. How would you feel?
Let me ask you this. Mind experiment. Imagine you have no martial arts training. None. Take everything you've learned, throw it away.
Okay.
Take away all your physical training.
Okay.
You walk into a room full of people. How do you feel psychologically?
A little insecure.
Insecure.
Guys. Yeah.
Insecure.
Yeah.
That's how regular people feel.
Yeah.
Most people, I should say, most. They never train in their life. They're unskilled to deal with a situation that might occur. Could occur at any moment.
Okay. And to me, that never passed my mind. That never crosses my mind. But it's true. Like,
so huge.
Take all the way that confidence that you've been able to grow, and it's not like you're oozing. It's not like you're being a prick.
Ego.
It's not a prick. It's
like,
just,
bro, you have horrible ass ears.
Right.
What is that?
It's nothing like that.
Yeah,
It's just you have a demeanor towards yourself, and a confidence in yourself that can be quiet. Like I have plenty of guys that do not have cauliflower ear, and they look like, and they are the nicest people, but bro, they will break you off.
Smashers, yeah.
They will smash you. They will pick you up and throw you in the, and we do a lot of fighting here at this school. So I'm big on self-defense. So at least, if not like once every other month, and sometimes I get lazy. I don't do it for me we'll do it every other month, but this is including the kids. It's open hand slap.
Oh, okay.
Punch to the body. Knee to the body once you hit the floor. So once we hit
okay.
So and on the floor you can still slap to the body, punch to the body. And then if they're on the floor, I can side control. If you have side control on somebody, you can knee them.
So is that all headgear? Nothing? So hey, if you want to hop on that, hop on it. Like it makes sense to do it because yes, here there's no like you can't hit, you can't strike, bite, all that kind of stuff. But out in the actual world, it's all go.
You better be ready.
Oh, here's a rock. I'm gonna smash your face with the rock.
You better be ready for somebody hitting you in the face and what it feels like. And then what I do so literally every time we do we do self-defense, I have somebody come up and tell them to hit me in the face. I'm like, hit me in the face. Hit me hit me. I was like, try to hit me.
Yeah, open hand or closed hand?
Open hand. I tell them open hand. I tell them open hand, come here. And they hit me, and I was like, no, you have to do it harder than that. And so that they understand, because I tell them like, look, we're not fighting the UFC. So don't try to knock anybody out. Okay. But I need you to hit them hard enough where they put their hands up.
I was kidding. Look.
I'm like, all right, I guess that's what we're doing. So that their hands will come up to defend themselves. So everyone's freaking out because I am getting the shit slapped out of me. Yeah. I'll let somebody hit me pretty hard because I let them because I need them to realize one, it's gonna be fine. Yeah. It's just a slap to the head, bro. Yeah. Keep your chin down. Keep your hands up. Like
here
no, here right in the face. I let them hit me right across the face.
Oh.
On purpose because I have to be the example for my students to realize you're gonna be okay. But you need to learn to take a hit. Got it? You need to learn how to, and you need to learn that. Oh, I better put my hands up. Okay. Because that's one of that thought I told. I might hit my school here. The number one rule for self-defense is put your hands up. Okay. If you can't get away from it and you can't run away, bro, you better put your hands up. Yeah,
because it's either here, this is cool. If the disc gets hurt, if it gets broken, cool. But
you gotta,
here
you gotta
is the
protect.
lights out.
You got exactly. Fight's done.
Yeah.
Fight's done. So, so I'm big on self-defense here. We do a lot of that, and going back to what people get from when they walk out is that silent confidence.
Okay. Yeah.
That silent confidence from kids to adults. Man, especially like kids that have, I've seen kids, they come in and their parents are like, he's dealing with all kinds of bullies. And 2 to 3 months of training, man, it's done. They're not dealing with bullies anymore. Not because they're going out and beating that bully up, it's because they're
actually there.
They're actually right. They're like they're confident enough to just first off to stand up to that bully. And then two, people take notice all of a sudden he's not going to just be a pushover anymore. So wow. Yeah. So I would say that would probably be the number one thing is that silent confidence is what people walk away from here.
Yeah, that's huge because either at work or wherever, if you have to go, say hi to somebody to have them, do something. Oh, hey, do you want to buy this? That right there, it's all up here. This is where it starts. So if you're like, I don't know, they might say no.
Oh, you're talking about like for the professionals. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Or let's just say at school or wherever you want to go ask somebody on a date.
Right.
Oh, I don't know what they're gonna say. I have big ears or have a speech problem.
Right.
Okay, cool. I've learned so much from here. Having I guess what I have and I have to get over or get through. It's huge because it's like, oh, you have a speech problem. You can't speak to whoever.
No. We're doing a podcast.
Exactly why I'm on here to hopefully help people inspired to get a lot more people up and out, either here or sports, to actually do something that's gonna help out your life.
Right.
Because at home you're sitting games. Oh, go left, shoot this. Awesome, cool. But how's that helping out your life?
Right.
And how you were saying, it's all up top, right? They're like, oh, I don't know if I should do this. I've seen it nowadays. We're all in our heads, but don't know where to do it. And like, oh, that person did this to me, so now I'm gonna go do harm at schools or
right.
wherever.
Right, I see that. Yeah,
And
no.
I'm like, but if you just had that whoever to open up to, hey, how's it going? How's your day? Because yes, it's so Instagram. Oh, like. I don't even care about you.
Right.
Like. Okay, cool. And then you're like, oh, life. Dang it.
That's the beauty about jiu-jitsu is that you're going to have a social aspect to it as well.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to make friends.
Yeah.
You're going to make friends. Your best friends are the ones that want to choke you.
Yeah. Right.
You know, they're
Yeah.
the ones that are trying to break your arm, but man, those guys are great. You know, you have a love for them. They have a love for you. There's an old Shakespearean quote.
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare from Shakespeare. I think it was.
Shakespeare.
I can't remember what play it was, but it's something along the lines of the story. For those of you that bleed with me today on battlefield, you are my brother. You know, and that's pretty much what jiu-jitsu is.
Yeah.
You know, we bleed on this mat together, and because of it, we grow to be brothers.
Or bleed or sweat. I would say like it's more sweat.
It's more sweat.
'Cause
It's more sweat.
you're
It's blood sometimes. Though.
You're like, bro, you stink. What do you do? And then it's a whole thing. Yeah, you're like, oh, you smell like that person.
Oh, yeah.
That person has this smell that I'm not being with that. No. Hey, let's roll. Nope, I'm good on you. You know, I don't want to roll with you. You're gross.
Yeah, we don't have to share that much.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we don't have to share, yeah, I get it.
Okay, so for people who are like me, a bit more heavier, taller, or whatever, how do you see that to help out them out there saying, "Oh, I'm so small, I can't roll against a big guy," or they're like, "I'm afraid." Or,
Well, there are certain things that we do that we know works well when smaller people fight big people.
Okay.
This has been that now we've seen it. We have, like I said, we have footage. It's the beauty of now living in 2023.
Yeah.
Whereas when I first started jiu-jitsu, there was not. There was.
yeah.
It was just like we just invented fire.
You're like-
exactly. It was bad. We had nothing. We have everything now, and we can see that certain things work really well when you're fighting bigger people. We know, for instance, if you're going to use your guard against a bigger person, the closed guard is probably not the best place to be.
Well, it's hard to have
hard.
your legs to
Yeah.
actually close.
One, to close, but two, more importantly, is your hips are wider than my hips. So if I move, you're going to follow my hips very easily.
You see him? He's thinking. Like, look at him.
Right. So I don't want to be. Can I do close guard? I could, but it's going to be difficult. Whereas if I were to switch to half guard, now I'm not dealing with all of your hip. I'm dealing with half of your hip with all of my hips.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
of my hips are dealing with half of your hip instead of my tiny little ass hips in front of yours. That doesn't make any sense. So we know that there's easier ways as a smaller person to deal with bigger people. If I have side control on you, I must be very cognizant that your hands do not come into the inside position very easily. Because you can just bench press me.
Yeah.
You can just bench press me. So I have to, now I can probably get away with it if somebody my size, or maybe a little bit bigger than me.
Yeah.
But the second that it's somebody like your size, you're gonna bench press me. So I have to be
I'm gonna
very,
try. Yeah, he's heavy with his weight.
so
Go
I
ahead.
have to be sure that I'm not letting somebody get those hand positions on me, because if I do, I'm going to lose the position.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I tell small people is that you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to fight just very well, as long as there's certain things that you realize that you can still have your complete game, whatever it is you'd like to do, but there's certain things that you probably shouldn't do.
Like, oh, he's heavy. He's coming, and he's just on me.
Right.
All the weight just.
Right, exactly. So, or if you're going to get mount on someone, we got to be very, very good at making sure we get an underhook from that mount. But your best bet is going to be, let's try to take their back.
Okay.
Let's really focus on taking the back instead of trying to finish from side control or mount, which those are still great, but you're going to have an easier time
Okay.
from the back. Which is Marcelo, we can use Marcelo Garcia as a great
Yeah.
example.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, exactly. With one of the good GOAT, probably the middleweight GOAT. And he was always taking everyone's back.
Yeah.
Just getting around them and not having to deal with, even when he was fighting the absolute, he was always getting behind people. So, yeah, that's what I would tell. If you're a small man, don't worry about it. Just get in, get smashed, though. It's good for you to get smashed by big dudes,
Yeah.
too.
Be humbled. just be humbled.
Yeah.
Oh, the crossface. Just
You know what's worse?
That-
A big guy getting smashed by a little guy.
Oh,
I can't imagine. Like, at least I can be like, well, he's big. I got beat up. But if you're a big dude and you're getting beat up by a small dude, you're going, oh man, you gotta reassess.
what is going on? Well, you have some people just everywhere. I'm like, just stand, get me a grip, and you get armbarred, but get me a grip so you can stay still.
Yeah. So my black belt Amy, she is 5'1.5", and I think she's like 130 pounds, and she's tiny.
Okay.
Tiny. And we always have her fight a lot of the men that show up because it's a good test to see whether or not they'll come back.
Oh, okay.
Because she's small. She
She's a girl.
she's
right?
a girl,
Girl, she'll choke
and
the
then
shit
all
out.
of a sudden, she's beating up these much bigger men.
Yeah.
And that's a really good test.
Yeah.
As a man, for your ego of like, should I come back? Or it's going to be like, well, that was amazing. I just got beat up by a woman who's much smaller than me.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back because I need to learn that. Or they're going to be like, nope, I'm not doing that again because my ego cannot take that.
Yeah.
And that's a really good way to filter people out. Now, I don't recommend doing that for everybody. Amy's really tough. Amy's really,
Yeah.
All right. So, but I'm just saying it's something that's helped us a lot here is being able to make sure that people understand this is a place that we're going to train hard, whether you're big or you're small. Man, I have some great big dudes that are just tough as hell, and I don't roll with them. So
You're like, I'm good.
I'm good. You know what? I'm fine.
So, do you have any extras you want to add in? So, we are about to, wrap up here. So
Yeah. So my website is carlsongraciemenifee.com. Come visit if you're part of the team. We'd love to have you come visit. More than anything, just always reach out. We love the family, the Carlson Gracie family. Jay, thank you for this.
Yeah,
I
it's
really,
awesome.
really appreciate it. And that's all I got, brother.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jay.
See, it's a handshake. So
Is-
it's a handshake. I've heard like a lot of people. I've been to certain gyms, and I'll try and do it like that, and they're like, bro,
What do you do?
What's
So
yeah,
if
up
it
with
make-
your hand?
If it makes you feel any better, like keep in mind, I've known Junior since 2007. That never came up.
Really?
Yeah, I was training directly under Junior. That handshake never came up. And then I don't remember what year it was. This is only maybe 5 or 6 years ago where everybody started doing the handshake. I was like, I guess that's what we're doing. So apparently it must have been
Really?
something that Senior did,
Okay.
and then they brought it back, which is cool. I'm fine with it. It's just it was something that. So don't be surprised if a lot of you'll meet other Carlson Gracie people like I don't know what you're doing. Because I didn't. Like I said, I only found out about it maybe 5 or 6 years ago. We were not doing that when I met Junior, and I was training directly underneath him.
Oh.
So
So I heard it was from certain people who are with certain people. They're like, hey, we only do this because we only know it.
right. No,
So
no.
be like, hey, so this is us.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah. No,
But
it's a
I
Carlson
don't know.
Gracie thing. It's definitely a Carlson Gracie thing. It was just something that when I first started, we didn't see it. But it's fully accepted. And it gets kind of nice because you're in the know.
Right. You're like, you're with
Carlson. All right.
with Carlson Grace. Yeah. Just the homie right there. That's awesome. All right, but thank you so much
Absolutely,
for
Jay.
being here for 10 years. That's a decade.
Yeah. Yeah. We're doing 10 years at the end of this month.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
That's so cool. And again, thank you again. Thank you, all of you out there, for just to be here with
Yeah,
us.
absolutely. Thank you.
To speak Jiu-Jitsu, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much
Bye,
for
guys.
being here with us on the Raw Grass Podcast.